In the U.S. equity markets, the story is definitely a sector rotation as we get a very strong close in the equities about midday or almost 3/4 of the way through the day. We had the NASDAQ negative. The NASDAQ ended up finishing positive. But the Dow is what I want to focus on because the Dow is up over 2.1%, actually led the big three. Russell 2000 was up over 3%, but the Dow led the big three, meaning the Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ. The S&P did have every single sector higher, but all Dow sectors led. Not only were higher, but led. You're talking about financials, industrials, and real estate. Those are the three leading sectors, and that is what the Dow is composed of. The vast majority in terms of their revenue come from those three sectors. So that rotation that I'm talking about is not necessarily out of another product. It's out of FANGs, out of momentum, and into a broader rally, again, into industrials and real estate and financials. And that's really what we're seeing happening the last couple of days as we're seeing the Russell lead, as we're seeing the Dow lead, and as we're seeing the S&P and NASDAQ also be up, but follow with a little bit more weak of a move, especially the NASDAQ as you move out of technology, out of those stay-at-home stocks, for example, like telemedicine and things like Netflix and Zoom and all those stocks that absolutely showed unbeatable strength during all of the lockdowns as the states reopened. Those stocks still strong, their charts still look good, but just not as strong as the broader sector economy has been over the last few days, especially in real estate when you get the kind of mortgage news that we got today where mortgage applications were up 9% and new home sales were up 0.1%. So positive numbers even in the face of these lockdowns. And lastly, China tensions, which continue to build up, seem to be ignored by the broader market. But again, those would affect technology the most. That would affect the whole market, but also they would affect technology the most. So maybe it's not being ignored, just not being taken as serious as it could become.